Ow.
Hello everyone, this is Champion Ugh! Damn it, I can't see a thing in this.
You invented the microwave 60 years ago so you could cook your hungry man's steak dinners.
Wait, hang on a sec. Science doesn't have a gender, it's just a thing, a subject. And yeah, you're right, the microwave was invented to make cooking a lot easier for women and for men, because men cook too. In fact, the greatest chefs in the world also happen to be men, but hey, never mind, we'll just let that slide. I'm sure you're just unaware of said little fact.
And you're just now getting around to my body.
We've known a lot about the human body beyond just recently. We know an awful lot about men and women's bodies and how it all works, compared to what we used to 60 years ago. In fact, we know a hell of a lot more. Most of that is now due to the brain. We're now just beginning to discover what the brain does and all that. But in terms of your body, we know quite an awful lot, but I don't think research is what you're getting at, is it, love?
Thanks, science! I've been coming since 2004, and now, after 11 years, I finally know that is indeed what was happening.
Oh my, that's too much information, girl. I don't want to know all this sexy stuff about you. You're not my type. I prefer someone less crazy.
Turns out, I'm not just a fertile animal who's meant to scream only during childbirth. Ow!
So is that how your orgasms work then? Ow! Kind of like James Brown or something. I'd hate to be in bed with you.
And thanks, science, for discovering my orgasm and then giving me tips on how to keep having them.
What's wrong with that? Yeah, we didn't know about the female orgasm for a while. We found out about it. Now we're offering you advice on how to have better ones. Isn't that a good thing? Is that not a good thing, love? I mean, isn't that what you want? To be satisfied better? I'm just wondering. If that means it makes you happy, surely that's a good thing. But apparently not. But hey, feminists, they can't be pleased. So we should just ignore them, I guess, maybe, when it comes to shit like that. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm a shitlord.
Like that time you suggested that I surround myself with men because they get competitive and work harder to please me, therefore resulting in a better climax.
Citation needed. I'm not sure science told you that. I've not heard this. I've not heard this at all. Unless you're talking about group sex. Like they're telling you to get into more threesomes and orgies and gangbangs so you'd have a better climax. I don't know. If the evidence is there, it's there. But you're just declaring this to be so, and I'm not so sure about that. But hey, whatever, if women get off on competition, so be it. It's not the end of the world, is it?
Thanks, science, for assuming that I like to fuck men.
If you're a lesbian, I don't think science was talking about you anyway. I think they were talking about straight women, really, weren't they? I think they probably would have said, yeah, we'll talk about straight women and how to give them good orgasms. I'm sure there are scientists there who will tell you, a lesbian, if you are indeed a lesbian, I do not know, because you social justice warriors have to say, how dare you assume I am? That's some kind of argument. I'm sure they would have figured out something for you too, but you've jumped on this thing about heterosexual sex and you've now just decided, what about me? Or these people, even though they're probably not the people who are researched in this scientific study you're arguing against. But hey, whatever.
Thanks, science, for pretending I haven't been fucking myself the right way since 2004.
Masturbation is not fucking. I do not think you know what science is and what the various sexual things that humans can do to each other. I'm just saying your knowledge is quite limited.
Hey, science! Since it's 2015, are you now accepting women's opinions on the subject at hand?
Well, this is an old video, but the current year argument probably still means it has to be mocked, doesn't it? Well, I don't know if you know, but there's been female scientists for hundreds of years now, and I'm sure the scientists were gauging their opinions, if they were, of course, biologists or chemists, whatever you have to be to research this bullshit. I assume you're a biologist. I assume they did. And also, they gauged the opinions of the people they were researching too, because, they need to know this shit, right? But, whatever. Science is apparently some old boys club and women are not allowed, despite Marie Curie existing. but never mind.
Hey, science! I'm gonna let you finish, but I just had the best orgasm of all time, and I think you could learn something. Hey,
Yay, you had a great orgasm. So what? Have a click.
science! I have a suggestion. How about instead of focusing your attention on whether or not I know how to get off, you take my word for it and put your energy towards more productive things?
So, listen and believe rather than actually do the skeptical inquiry that has allowed us to make such massive scientific gains in the last couple thousands of years. Just listen and believe. Just take my word for it. Yeah, sure, that's totally how science is and how it should work. Yeah, that's what it would be like if feminists ran STEM. Just believe me, it's true. I totally peer studied it and everything.
Like, hey, science, how about you invent a dildo that turns into a whisk so I can bake a cake afterwards? Or how about a dishwasher safe dildo? One that's safe for me and also washes my dishes.
It sounds like you just want science to pander to you and not to help the human race in general. Or just women, you know. Hey, science, help us feminists because we're women. That's not how science works. Science is meant to benefit everyone.
Hey, science, I need a vibrator that is also a taser for reasons that don't need explaining.
You're a fucking freak. Nobody carries their dildos out in public unless they're crazy. Oh wait, you're a feminist. Yeah, why did I even say that?
Hey, science, how about you start hiring women instead of quoting Freud and calling it science?
I'm sorry, but science does not call Freud science. In fact, Freud has not been taken seriously for quite a long time now. This is the problem with you lot. You think you know everything you need to know about science, the STEM fields, and how it all works, but really you do not. Freud is simply researched because it is necessary to understand the history of psychology and how it developed and all the theories that have come out of that since, I don't know, the turn of the century, really. He is important only to know the basics, the stuff that came about first. It's kind of like how we still learn about Socrates and Aristotle and all the other Greek philosophers and people who came before them and afterwards, because it's important to start from the beginning to understand the context. But no, apparently we still listen to Freud's dumb theories, and that's science, apparently. And it's not, it's psychology. But never mind. Never mind. We've got to talk to the women's. We've got to employ them, even though they have a 2-to-1 advantage over men when it comes to being employed, because they're so sought after, and also because the companies are pressured by said feminists to employ women, even though the women don't want to be in STEM. It's the men who want to be in STEM. Very few women actually want to be in STEM fields. But hey, whatever, people, whatever. I'm just a shitlord who doesn't know what he's talking about. This girl right here, who's still in university, probably doing some creative writing course or some kind of gender studies course, knows all about science. She knows it more than I do. She knows it more than Thunderfoot or anybody, but hey, whatever.
How about you let go of the necessity of the penis? How about you stop colonizing the vagina and recognize it discovered you?
But the penis is necessary. Science backs that up, but they're not even trying to do anything remotely misogynist about that. It's just a scientific fact that the penis and the vagina are equally as important. Without one, you cannot have the other. Without the man injecting the sperm, you cannot have a baby forming in the womb. And without the vagina, where's a man going to pass down his genes? Where's the species going to procreate? Where's the species going to survive? No, it's not. It's just not. It's not some kind of male supremacy thing. It's a fact. And just because you are anti-science, because you're a feminist, doesn't make that any less untrue. And it's not sexist. Both cannot survive without the other. That's what science says. But hey, whatever. When you all decide to come and kill all the men, just realise that the sperm will not be around forever, and there'll be no more new penises for you to get sperm out of. Because, hey, we're all dead, so whatever.
Hey, science, I need a health teacher that includes the clitoris in his lesson plan.
Why? Why is the clitoris necessary in a health class? Unless you want to learn how to look after it? Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe he would have included it. I don't know. I think you're chatting shit there. But you just want science to pander to you and you alone, because you've all got vaginas. Well, I hate to say it, but that's not how it's going to work.
Hey, science, I need a boyfriend who doesn't consider masturbation a performance for him.
Oh, you little bitch. Now we know why you're doing this. Attention. attention. You want attention from men. That's why you're doing this. It's okay when you masturbate, but when we do it, oh no, we should be wanking onto you. Is that what you want us to do? Even though that's what masturbation is, a performance for oneself. Are you anti-masturbation when it comes to men, but not for women? You're a sexist, and you're an attention seeker, and dare I say it, a bit of a slut for doing that.
Hey, science, next time you do a study that results in an alarmingly low number of women who've had orgasms, how about you conduct a study on why men think their dicks are our fairy godfathers instead of assuming the problem lies with women?
Well, why don't you stop thinking your snatch is holy, and that I should give all my attention to it? Maybe I just don't like you.
Hey, science, it would be cool if you just, backed off for a minute.
Now you're just being a bitch. Do you want science's attention or not? You're just being a typical horrible person. I want all the attention. Please give me it 100%. Oh no, it's too much. Back off. Typical attention whore. Typical.
Hey, science, you should know I already did all of the experimenting for you.
If that's meant to be a pun, that's a terrible, terrible pun, and you should be ashamed of that terrible, terrible pun.
Like I get it. You discovered the female orgasm in 2014.
Actually, it was in the late 19th century, you idiot. Get it right.
But I discovered the female orgasm during nap time, at sleepovers, in my parents' basement, under the bleachers, on the school bus, on top of many a bunk bed, in the shower, the back seat, in the closet, out of the closet, during the She's All That makeover reveal scene, like science!
God, too much information. Besides, it was a scientific thing because they couldn't decide whether or not it was an orgasm or not, or hysteria or something. Well, does it really matter? Does it really matter? Women orgasm. So fucking what? You want science to pander to you, but you don't want all the attention. You just want a lot of it. God, seriously. Stop being so self-entitled and get a life. In fact, stop masturbating and just get fucked, because it's clear you need a good ribbing. You are so angry. Chill out.
I got this! Science! I got this!
You clearly don't, because you're going crazy and having a tantrum on stage in front of a couple of people. You're just insane. You're like a little 3-year-old. An entitled 3-year-old. Oh god. Anyway, people, in other news, Attention Whore writes poems. So yeah, see you later, people.